makes me a tad hungry. I suppose it reminds me of that goose liver dish. Foie gras, fogue, greetings, spot questers, and welcome to Intelligence Check. Last episode, Wrath shocked us with a stunning revelation. It turns out that he's such a bad ranger, he's actually a warlock. We then cut to Blag, who's playing Sim Farm, Northern Lichstone Edition. Conveniently enough, the poor he donated 1,000 gold to earlier were an army of farmers, and they completely obliterated any plans the DM had for that quest. Afterwards, we grouped back together for our next quest, to push back against the Wizard King on his own lands. The gang dabbled in taxonomy and finally named the ogre-like creatures we've been encountering. Ogres. See, there it is again. I'm getting hungry. Then we almost die, but are able to frighten the leader of the enemy forces into causing a retreat, thus achieving our technical success. Should the enemy leader have fled so easily? Probably not, but I suppose we should be thankful for his low intelligence check.
So you guys head back, and everything went super duper well.
Oh yeah!
Does everybody remember what we did?
We didn't die.
I was kind of in and out.
That was pretty much your defining glory of that one, was not die, but you did succeed. Not with high ranks.
I got a kiss.
You did get a kiss. So if anybody won, it was Kaylee.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, typical thing, like I said, you guys got back really early morning, so you just crashed the next morning, knock, 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 and you're dragged off to the Great Hall as per normal.
Oh, getting tired of this routine.
And the guy's like, you drove the army away, so I can honestly say it's the first time I saw something above adequate today, so good job. By today, I mean, since you guys arrived.
Who just says what?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Inside the fold of my my jacket, I just raised my middle finger up.
I appreciate that.
I just remember all those problems that you guys solved. Oh, right, you had to bring in 100 people to fix your kingdom. Good job.
Yeah, none of us were in this before. But, you make your assumptions.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's a meanie.
No. I don't know if you will use that language.
The trial of restoration is complete. Now it is time for the trial of preservation. Our city's almost back to normal. We gotta make sure we keep it that way. The first task I need everybody to do is to track down the deserters.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, man. I'm all in. Tier of the soup.
Deserters.
I'll take them into custody.
Yes, thank you. Oh, man. Go for some dessert.
During the war, many people ran away from the battle because I guess big ogre things are scary.
We call them fogers now. They're not really ogres.
I truly disdain you.
Feelings mutual, buddy. This is not my voice. Hello.
Someone else just slides in.
Track them down, find them. They're in the city. There's nowhere else for them to go.
Should be easy for a ranger like me.
Yes. I've heard of your ranger skills. So find them, punish them, and that is part of the trial. You are the judge and the jury, and executioner if you so choose. Find them, punish them to what you believe is the correct standard, and then report back to us.
So hold on. Are you saying we are the law?
I'm saying you're really going to dread this competition.
Yeah, I get you.
Sorry, I had to. And you are dismissed. I don't think Ben's going to be able to.
That was a sly reference.
I don't think you were the only Stallone.
Now you're done.
No.
It's dead.
All right, so somewhere in the city, gentlemen, there is at least one deserter. Find them, judge them, punish them.
Well.
Yeah.
What kind of dessert does he like?
Does this city operate at all?
Yeah. That's one thing I wanted to point out. That guy had a huge sack of gold.
Yeah, that we gave him.
And he didn't contribute anything.
That you know of. You don't know.
He's the typical quest giver. We bring him,
Let's get
100 gold and he gives us 5 copper in return. And says, thank you.
He gave us the power.
Perhaps he holds the desserts.
Yes.
Does this city even have a police force?
You're looking at it, apparently.
Part of it,
boy.
one, they have just been decimated. But part of it is, it's part of the competition. that's what you guys are here to do, to prove yourselves and to restore the peace.
Do you even want this kingdom?
Do we have
Clearly, it doesn't operate that well.
By the time you're done, it's going to be great.
It's true. It's true.
I can swing a sack of doorknobs.
He's the sack. You gotta supply your own knobs. Let's say, Tor, as is my understanding from a quest previous, you seem to have some information supply. Do you think you could find where any of these deserters might be?
Not within the city, no.
Okay.
Good conversation.
Yes,
Sorry.
but I realized I may have a possible source.
Didn't ask you.
Oh.
Well,
But
I'm
now,
talking
what did you-
anyway. I
You
used
don't know, actually.
What?
You don't know anyone
No, but there's no thieves guild in this city
that you know of.
that I know of.
Yeah.
But I can always.
I'm just saying, you have to figure that out.
I know
you
where
can't
to
just
look.
walk in the tavern and talk to
No,
the
I'm not being
person.
like, hello, any thieves here? I'm up for some thieving and was wondering if any other thieves.
I'm just saying,
around.
character knowledge, you know nothing at this point.
Can I make some sort of character perception check?
Yeah, certainly.
Check the usual dives, knowledge I've picked up about where they could...
the tavern in corners.
Let me just look and see at the
Roll
local
intelligence, and
bulletin
we'll let
board.
it. I'll let the dice talk.
All right, let's let the dice talk.
That's always our group's strong suit.
That's why I make you do it.
Intelligence check. Wink. 20.
All right.
You failed.
Wow.
Yep, you know exactly where to go. I'm not even going to argue with it.
All right,
You're
cool.
like, I saw that shady wench in the corner there. I'm just going to go to the
I
tavern.
make the little sign.
She nods to you.
I inquire about the goings-on in the city, how everything happens to be going, things improving. Making small talk, basically.
Yeah, I don't need the small talk. What do you want?
Just manners where I come from. Anyway, I was wondering perhaps if you happen to have any information on... surely, being who you are, you know what we are currently tasked with doing.
I knew before you did. Get to it.
So, any tips?
Sure, yeah. It costs money to get information. That's your first step.
Of course, I'm familiar with how these workings go. Here's some money.
How much are you trying to give her?
It's copper-based, is the local...
Oh, not for the Thieves Guild.
Not for the Thieves Guild, of course. I can give her some 10 gold.
Right. You give her 10 gold. She opens the pouch, counts it, puts it in, slides it into her vest, and goes. They're in the city.
Keep it coming.
Excellent. I'm at a blank now what to do.
Ask her what city.
For more money.
Don't ship out on me now.
Yeah, which city are you talking about? I'm out. Okay, actually, let me check my fundage right here. Of course, I was just kidding. That's not the real amount I wanted to give you. I give her 50.
She opens the pouch, looks inside, and goes, "There's one in this room." Slides the pouch into her vest. It's not me. That's on the house.
Oh, thank you. I was actually starting to look at you shiftily.
That's what a deserter would
I
say.
specific. I'm sorry, but I actually want some specific information. And God, I wish I had a little more. I can't think of anything that I can have over you right now. And that's actually a terrible thing to admit in the middle of a negotiation, and I realize that. Just subtracting 50 gold from my...
60, actually.
It was 16.
Yeah.
Math are still.
Damn, I thought I got it.
I'm glad I'm not the only math idiot.
No, so it's in this room? I think that's enough to go on. Thank you very much. Just inquire. They're in the tavern.
You got so cheap on us so quick with fake money.
I know!
Don't let that coming.
Well, you know what? Let me
What's his
even
name,
things.
Waylon?
Let me even things.
I just keep thinking of
Jurassic Park.
That's what my reference is.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park constantly. Dotson, we got Dotson here.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let me just subtract 17 more gold.
You didn't say the magic word.
I'll subtract 17 more gold from that and just be like, just one last question, and I will be on my way. And any way we can actually tell who the deserters are?
Yeah, she holds her hand out.
I should give her a cool high five.
She stands up and walks away.
I take her seat.
She is gone. Good luck now.
Can I ask my barkeep friend?
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass him 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
So wait, that was...
Go ahead and
So,
talk.
my friend, another glass of milk and perhaps some information, if you will.
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for?
I slide him 3 gold pieces. Did he tell me the information that he just gleaned from the... Yeah, okay, yeah, just making sure. Like, I heard that there may be a deserter in this room. Would you be able to let me know?
Look,
it would be much better for the deserter if I were to find them than anyone else.
I don't like to give information away about my employees. Shouldn't have said that.
Understood.
We cannot disclose any information about that client's secret account.
So, I noticed that shifty waiter that you had back.
Kitchen hand.
Kitchen hand, that's what I meant.
I really shouldn't tell you he's the one.
Okay.
Shouldn't have said that. I'm bad at this.
Another gold piece for your trouble. That's 4.
He's a good kid.
Again, probably best if I find him. So,
it's in the back.
Can I go and talk to the...
Hey, I got a cool seat by the fire. You do what you want.
You also just spent like 200 gold. I spent 4.
77. 77.
He still didn't give me answer.
What can it want, Steve's? No honor among us.
So anyway, I go into the back and I approach the... what is he? Waiter? Not a waiter. Barback. Kitchen hand. Yeah, okay. And I approach the kitchen hand. And is there anybody else back there?
No, and right now he was washing dishes, but he sees you come back, and as I said before, he's just generally skittish, so he's like, what are you doing here?
Please.
I sidle up inside the door of the kitchen. I just lean against the wall just to kind of watch and make sure he doesn't run out the door.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Troy, you doing anything?
I'm sitting with my feet up on a table out in the main room, drinking a beer.
I like it.
I like to think of it as paying for the seat by the fire.
A lot.
She was actually in the dark corner.
Yeah, she was hidden way in the back.
Yeah.
I like the dark.
Please keep your tone hushed, but I hear that you have not performed your duties the way that you were supposed to have in the past. I do not care for your excuses. I am here simply to act as your judge. In order for you to atone for your crimes, I would like to ask you to perhaps go to the farm, which I helped rebuild, and help them do whatever it is they need as a volunteer basis.
You sound like Severus Snape, I just must
Yes,
I really like
I'm now Alan Rickman. Harry.
Well,
Are you gonna old yeller this guy in the back?
I know, that's what I thought.
Where's he going?
Take him to the farm.
I wasn't lying when I said it would be best if I talked to him more than the guard or whatever.
Did he make him into a meat
I
puppet?
just want him to, do some good work for the community.
I get where you were going, and that's very nice. The saying, take him to the farm.
I said send him to the... It's the same thing. Yeah.
We'll just put you out to pasture.
I just opened the door and let him run.
He says, well, I can see there's no getting away. And as he says away, he literally jumps through the small window into the bar area and lands behind the bar, not graciously. He slams into the bar, knocks some bottles over. There's beer on the floor, and he's having a hard time standing up. You're like a foot away.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ben is like a foot away.
Yep. Well, that's interesting. Well, I think I'm just gonna kind of walk over and kind of grab him by the collar and just push him up against the wall.
Alright, roll to grapple, either strength or dexterity. Roll advantage, because
We're getting such a talking to.
That is going to be 12.
Alright, you will roll advantage. Just to see if you get 20.
Sure. 18.
Okay. Nope. You grab. Either way, you grab him and you slam him up against the wall. And he's like, "I knew that wasn't going to work."
Yeah. Where are you going, buddy?
Can I just come behind them and just say, "Well, we tried it my way. Now it's his turn."
Okay. Oh God!
I carry him and we go out back. And I gesture for these guys to come
That's also a bad slang.
Yep.
Alright, who all's going out back?
I will go.
I'll go as well.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody goes out back, and...
Are we with Babushka and Kaylee?
No.
I didn't
That's
think
up
so.
to you guys, but I would...
No.
I would not. Yeah.
They're good when
We
we
gotta
get some
trim some
extra
fat
muscle.
eventually
Yeah.
on this group, so...
That means me.
So is it like a alley out back, or?
Yeah, we'll give you an alley out back.
Alright. So, we've got him, I guess, kind of in a corner, surrounded, and he's not going anywhere.
I brought my beer with me, by the way.
Yeah,
Make sure that's clear.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I assumed. I would have been surprised if you did.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a
they're
fading
in an
milk
alley and
mustache.
He's fairly surrounded. I'm sorry, what was that?
I have a fading milk mustache.
I turn to Impaler over here and say, how badly do you want to give this guy a chance?
I would prefer to resolve this non-violently, but clearly the man has issues with authority.
How about slightly violently?
I said my way was done. It is now your way.
Right. I would like to reach behind my back and pull one of my arrows out, and I'm going to use what is the name of it? It's charm person on him.
Immediate death.
I like to use stab arrow.
Based on how this works, I do have to kind of stab him a little bit with an arrow. So.
Only a little bit.
No one else is here except for the guy you're about to charm, so that's up to you.
I'm gonna stab him a little bit with the arrow. Right. Yeah. So, but what this does is they're charmed by me. They regard us as friendly acquaintances. When the spell ends, they know they were charmed, but by then, I figure
how long does it last?
An hour.
Oh, good. That's good.
So, maybe he'll get to the farm and stay there. Right. And we can do a little intimidating and make sure he knows that he needs to stay there once it's over.
Yeah. What do you just roll to hit, or?
It's versus they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So I guess just against my
Just
spell
out of curiosity,
save.
do we know anything about this guy?
You want to interrogate him first?
I'm just curious as to why he deserted, what he deserted from. Was he drafted?
Once he's charmed, you can ask him everything else.
Yeah, sure.
He's charmed.
Okay.
I love
so feel free. We've got an hour with him.
I'd really love you guys.
I hand him my beer and tell him to drink it.
Yeah, he chugs it. He chugs it fast and hard.
That's right, we're all friends here.
I just asked him how he got into this situation.
He explains that he never even wanted to join the army. It was not something he was looking to do, but he was down on his luck. Nobody would take him because he obviously has some odd tendencies, and it wasn't looked upon in the city. So he joined just because he needed a job, and he's not a good combatant. Things were not going well. The good fighters were dying. He ran because he knew if he didn't, he'd be dead. When he came back, the bartender here is just a genuinely nice guy. He knew the story, and he gave him a job just so that he basically makes enough money. He gets free rent in the inn, and he makes enough money to eat, and that's about it. But better than dying.
It is the duty of all citizens to protect their land.
And he's very offended because he did serve for quite a while before he ran, and he only ran when he was going to die.
But he's also charmed by us.
Yeah, he's offended in a very friendly manner.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
Oh, you guys.
I guess he's
You're just
more at the brink of tears because he feels like he did his duty.
Deserving is no duty.
Well, if we let him stay at the bar, anybody else who's in this competition could come along and find him and do way worse things to him, which I don't care about. But if you want to maybe give him a chance, tell him to go to the farm.
Yeah.
I would like to give him a chance, and it would perhaps gain us more gracious in the eyes of our hosts.
It would be him serving a purpose. He's working off his debt, so to say, and
When
in a
that
way,
debt is
he's actually
repaid-
will be better off because of it.
Yes. It will make a man of him, and he can return to the bar as a man.
Farm man.
A farm boy.
Man.
Ew.
Is that it? Everybody agrees with that?
I agree with it. I'm torn because he still made the commitment to join up. I'm not saying he needed to die if it was a losing battle, because we've already fled a battle.
How dare you?
I can get behind this.
But we
farm
fled after we
concept.
won.
And keep in mind, he fought a much larger army of the same folkers.
Yeah. What? Don't compare and contrast, buddy.
Working at a farm does not sound like fun.
That's fine. He can go play with goats.
All right, is there a time period you're giving him, or like rest of life?
How long was the rest of his service?
That's a great question. He, because of the way being a soldier just works in this time, life, until retirement.
How old is he?
The kid's young. He's
Retirement age, 35?
yeah, probably. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, we'll say 17.
17?
Yeah, not even a real man yet
I would
by
say...
American standards.
right.
Well, it's your farm, I guess. I mean, you helped at it.
I would say until 30.
13 years.
13 years of service, but still with plenty of life left ahead of him. And he's young enough to Well, back now, who knows?
Back now.
I actually believe life expectancy in D&D is actually 80 for humans.
Okay.
So,
That'll be fine.
So,
I can get behind that.
all right.
Sure.
I show him Beaker and let him know that we can keep an eye on him.
Okay. All right. He dutifully marches off to go to the farm. So, you guys have to go back and tell the councilman now. This isn't like the other ones where it's just done. You have to explain who it was you caught, how you did it, and the punishment you gave out, and hopefully he agrees.
We should probably let the bartender know. He might want to
Put a help wanted sign in the window.
yeah.
maybe slip him a little gold and be like, sorry.
But I hear the room's open now.
So I guess, do we want to go back now? And we'll tell the bartender, obviously, and then we'll go back and tell.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay. Do you want me to tell? Or who's going to
You
tell
seem
him?
to be the justice meterer outer.
Also his buddy.
Who's?
Didn't you say talk to the bartender?
Oh, I said we'd do that, but then we're going to go back to the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured we'd just do that off
Yeah, okay.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you head to the councilman's chambers, and both councilmen are standing there. The short disheveled guy's just kind of being short and disheveled. And
Sounds fair.
the taller guy's being snobbish. He's just like, tell us your exciting tale.
You gave us the right to judge and jury,
That is correct.
and our
And or
judgment
execute.
cannot be overturned.
No, but they will be judged in turn.
You judge our judgment?
Excellent.
Oh, you've been judged.
Oh, shit.
Be judged. What was the kid's name? Did we ever get his name?
We never thought to ask.
Barnaby? Oh,
Name was
okay.
irrelevant.
We found a deserter of the kingdom and sent him on his way to help aid in a charitable way for the next 13 years of his life.
And what would that be?
I was like, wait, what would what be? Okay. I sent him to work at the farm that you had me help rebuild in a way to be charitable.
So, punishment met, plus still technically strengthening this empire. It's not the worst punishment. I prefer death, always do, but
You get nothing out of his death.
you get nothing out of that man's life. But, accepted. You pass.
Thank
Yay! Be gone.
We'll grab something to eat on the way.
Another great,
yeah,
exciting adventure.
So, next day,
I'm just gonna put this out there. Whoever becomes king, first dude's fired. Like, that guy is fired.
Out of a
From
cannon.
the catapult.
Into the sun.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
Just the worst.
sorry, all the NPCs
We
can't
are
be nice. So, you guys, do you want to do actually anything tonight? Is the first offer.
Actually, I was wondering if I could stop by the local weapon shop, and pick myself up a nice hand crossbow.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Check it out in the book.
I will do
Purchase.
that.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna go finish what I started in the bar. I was drinking.
Beer.
Oh, okay.
Contented with the job well done, I simply go back to my room and whittle.
All right, wonderful.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yes, I whittle
He's
my
a sock
stick.
on the door again.
It's crusty now.
I'd like to, unless Mike has it on him, I'd like to take a second look at that scroll that he has.
It's been a while. I'll let you reroll.
All right, I want to.
Come to the bar.
Yeah, what's going to bring that to
I'll
your
come over.
library?
Over a beer. We'll try to see if we can figure anything
Oh, actually,
else.
no. You know what? I can't let you reroll, but you had a good idea about that before.
Oh, okay. So over a beer, then I discussed the idea of maybe we should take that scroll.
I just hand it to you. I'm gonna finish drinking.
Okay. I guess I go visit my lady friend at the library with the scroll.
All right. Hey, baby.
Hello,
Miss Bighead.
Sweetness. How are you this evening?
Wonderful now that you're here.
Great. I'm actually here for your minds this evening.
Well, aren't you the gentleman?
I was hoping you could take a look at this scroll we recently acquired and see if it means anything to you.
She takes it, opens it up, kind of shakes her head like she doesn't know. Let me take a look around, though. And she opens up a couple different tombs, starts comparing everything, and stops after a while, nods, and goes, I couldn't get you an exact translation, but I can tell you it's old And definitely demonic.
Oh.
Definitely some ancient voodoo going on there. I don't even think this language is spoken anymore.
Interesting. Well, we the old part we kind of figured, but the other part is news and very, very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, and let's keep it at that this evening. I'll see you soon, though.
I got an early morning, so that works for me too, sweetie.
Perfect. So I'll go back to the tavern and fill him in. Now, out of curiosity, this could have just been poor rolls previously, but I do speak and can read Infernal and Abyssal.
Which is why this is ancient demonic. It would be like trying
predates that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like reading Latin.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to know. So
you might be able to pick up a word here or there, but you can't read it.
And she wasn't able to translate any of it.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for any experts on ancient demon languages.
They come up constantly.
Yeah.
I just realized, by the way, I'm at the shop, subtracted my fundage for the crossbow. I forgot that I still had 499 gold pieces left from the 1501 that I donated.
Yeah, the rest of us knew that. That's why we were wondering why you were being so cheap.
I would have kept it anyway.
4 gold.
It's all about making contacts and choosing wisely. All right, so the next morning there's a knock at the door, unless anybody had something else.
I did tuck the scroll back in.
You guys are whisked off, and again, there's less people there.
What are my odds down to now? What am I looking at, like 20-ish?
You're actually, there's about 50-ish people there now.
50?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing better than that.
And again, that's a niche. Basically, he congratulates you as much as he ever does, and says that all of the deserters have been found and tried, some better than others, and gives you guys kind of a glare. And as you guys were approaching that day, you definitely saw bodies hanging outside. You know, some of the people definitely went all the way with the punishment.
I just kind of eye up Black Flag over here.
You
I
also
appreciate all that you did for him.
You also notice Durand is there, and he has a deserter in tow as a new apprentice to himself.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make you jealous.
Oh, this new guy is
Trotting him out like a prize thoroughbred.
Oh, I'm a new son figure, whatever.
It's working.
I don't care.
So they basically say, the next trial, as always, you have 3 to choose from. You can either establish a new trade treaty with a new kingdom, find a Lichstone mine in the realm. We believe they've all been dried up, but there has to be some of them out there. Try to find one, open it up. If we could get that going again, we'd really be back in business. Or you must go to the Tower of the Wizard King and either come back with a peace treaty or the Wizard King's head.
Based on how well fighting his minions went last time, that might be difficult.
My eyes widen at that, and my face starts to become red and twitch.
Mm-hmm. Flag, you seem to have something to say. Do you?
We know where my heart lies,
No,
but
we really don't.
I will not stray from the group should they choose not to go on the tower.
But what happens to be the history between you two?
All I know is he has something that I've been searching for.
Seems like a sensitive subject.
Indeed.
Poke it.
Do you want to know more?
Yes.
Do you have something to say to me?
I've said all I need.
All right. I don't know why I'm imitating you now.
That's very
I
strange.
seem to adapt any voice that I hear.
Vocal chameleon.
All right, then.
I would ask what the kingdom would use the stones for from a mine.
For the most part, we actually sell them at their main source of currency, but we do use them for magic from time to time. Obviously, with the requirement of death, it's not something you use daily. But things such as summoning groups of people to compete, they take Lichstones.
And you just sell these things to other lands and other countries.
Of course.
It doesn't seem like a bad idea at all to you.
How people treat their weapons is no different than how they treat their sword.
Yeah, you guys definitely need new leadership.
Come on, let's help them get some more uranium. It's great.
Says the group of people who've murdered how many things since you got here?
I don't know. I mean, do kobolds count as things?
I said things, not people.
Yes. Let's find the mine.
I believe that the mine would help this town prosper further, and I do not think it is yet time to move on the king.
I don't mind.
Just had to get that low-hanging fruit right there.
That's right.
So it's settled. Our heroes are headed to the mine. No confusion there. I'm sure they won't forget and go on a completely different quest. For that to happen, they'd really have to roll a low intelligence check.